bias. The problem exists in many forms, from institutional patterns that offer greater access to some while holding others at arm's length, to hateful words and interactions, to everyday insensitivities. It's a problem of privilege for some, and it's a problem of a lack of privilege. A member of the faculty or of the staff fully develop and enjoy the unfolding of their own careers unless they are respected, supported, and embraced. IC cannot be a learning community until it is a human community, and one that is marked by mutual respect and inclusion. When I was inaugurated as president at IC, I laid out a very small number of commitments that I held especially dear as a leader. And one of those was effectively serving a far more diverse student body than we had at that time. 7 years later, as well as further blue sky brainstorming about the future of residential higher education, and I'm also suspending further steps in the workforce analysis. All three initiatives are on hiatus, so we can focus our attention on just one thing: creating a campus community marked by civility, respect, and inclusion. Now is a time of truth. Now is a time of action. In the next 20 minutes, my colleagues and I will outline a series of action steps that we propose to have IC undertake beginning immediately. We invite your feedback on those steps, and we invite your thoughts about additional steps. After we present our proposed actions, you will be invited to give feedback at microphones that will be walked around this cavernous room. And you may also choose to give feedback on the 3x5 cards that hopefully you might have been offered as you came in. If you were not, there are still, I don't think, 3x5 cards in the back of the room, and there are boxes for you to deposit your cards in. I am joined first at the podium by Sean Riley, Chair of the Staff Council.
Thank you, Tom. we are making 5 statements.
In Tom Rochon's book, Culture Moves, he makes many statements about existing power structures and the way in which change comes about. In particular, he states that, quote, there are times when human communities face the need to adapt and to do so quickly. Continuing on, Rochon emphasizes that, quote, families and schools pass on cultural values between generations. It is clear that schools do pass on cultural values to their students, and it has been made clear that through the lack of real action, accountability, and face-to-face interaction, that Tom Rochon does not pass on cultural values that are consistent with or conducive to students at this institution, and especially those of color. This directly shows the difference in culture between him and the purported values of our school. And Rochon mentions that, quote, in order to prosper, in order to even survive, we must constantly remake our society by refashioning the roles and behaviors of the people who compose it. In addition, he claims that there are certain cultural conditions. In writing this book, he puts forth crucial ideas about social movements, and through the analysis of his previous actions, or lack thereof, it shows his knowing disregard in implementing the ideas purported in his text, as well as the ways in which it is now time for radical change to occur. And at this time, students of color, as well as the greater body and faculty at Ithaca College, have been shown clearly that we must indeed change in order to survive. Because of this, we have no confidence in you.
In 2011, senior Alana student Joy T. Giandani was awarded a Dana internship research grant to conduct a study of Alana student experiences with issues of race and racism on campus. Her project was titled, Alana Student Experiences on a Predominantly White Campus. And with a team of 4 other Alana students, 20 students of color were interviewed, and their interviews were analyzed, and the research was compiled. The research found 10 common trends and microaggressions that students of color on campus were also able to give solutions to these microaggressions alongside their findings. For example, almost all students interviewed said they often felt forced to represent a racial group or category they identified with during class. Solution: understand that all teachers at IC must take part in some form of ongoing education around race and racism. Also, an increase in the number of faculty and staff of color on campus is incredibly important, not only to assist students of color in not feeling so alienated on a predominantly white campus, but also give them the possibility of having environments in a classroom where the instructor can identify with them regarding the issues of race and racism. Joy T was asked to present the results of the research at Convocation in 2011. The video of this event shows that you were President Rochon, as well as the Board of Trustees were present for the entire event, sitting right behind Joy T on stage. The research was also presented to 2 full rooms at the National Conference for Undergraduate Research in 2011, which took place on IC's. This all happened about 4 years ago, over 4 years ago. Today, Alana students are still experiencing the same issues highlighted in this research that everyone was made aware of. Because of this, we have no confidence in you.
In
In fall of 2012, the administration administered the Campus Climate Survey to all IC employees and enrolled students. It was entitled the Campus Acceptance, Inclusion, and Fairness Survey. In this survey, only 2,186 out of 6,704 enrolled students